Ever notice how you run across somebody wasn't around? You should have fucking left. That's me.
Hello everyone and welcome to Chris's Chaos. I am your host, Chris Cortez, and tonight I am giving to you my review of Dominion, hosted by Pro Wrestling. The event took place on June 4th at Osaka-Jo Hall with an audience of approximately 7,040. It is now June 5th, so I watched the show yesterday on Sunday. It obviously aired at 3 in the morning Eastern Time in the United States, but now as I was able to watch it and do my notes, and here to provide you a review. First day of school was today of the last week of the year. So my last video I covered the semifinals and finals of the Super Junior 30 tournament. It was a great finish. And that being said, I had mentioned that this is my last week of school. Cannot wait. I'm going to be able to do some of these reviews during the day and do more coverage. Speaking of coverage, let's get right into it. Now, a lot of key matches that were going on. One of which is the first match, Lance Archer versus Will Osperay. Winner gets a shot at the United States Championship title held by Kenny Omega, and it appears now that the match will take place at Forbidden Door, so very much looking forward to that. One of the other key matches, of course, was the Super Junior 30 winner taking on the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Hiromu Takahashi. Again, big match, excellent, unbelievable match, probably the match of the night. Okay. Another one, the openweight title, David Finlay. Okay, he took on El Fantasma. Again, hats off to them. And another one, Sanada versus Yota Tsuji. Okay, now I mean this one is it was decent for what it was, but the guy, I mean, he's definitely, you can tell he's green, but for what he can do, the man is a star in the making. He's got all the right tools to be one of the most popular pro wrestlers to come out of Japan in a long, long time. So we're all keeping an eye out on this guy, okay? And then of course you had Jon Moxley, and Claudio Castagnoli, and Shota Umino. So 2 members of the Blackpool Combat Club take on Chaos, essentially. Okay, it was Okada, Ishii, and Tanahashi. So, great match. Fun. Crazy match. And then the junior tag title championship match was up for grabs. I mean, the tag titles were up, and that, again, this whole card was stacked. Okay, I enjoyed this more than Double or Nothing. I've enjoyed this pay-per-view probably more than most of the Super Junior nights. They were great, but this definitely was one of the best pay-per-views I have seen in a little bit. Probably even more. I enjoyed it than. It's up there with Backlash. I'm not gonna compare it to WrestleMania, but it's definitely one of my top favorite pay-per-views that I got to really sit down and enjoy, really look into. I know, of course, there's some exciting news. We all know Daniel Bryan has challenged Bryan Danielson, American Dragon. He has challenged Kazuchika Okada. Everybody's expecting it. Everybody's expecting to have Okada. You know what, though? I mean, there's some guys I'd like to see in Forbidden Door. Okay, so let's just get it right into it. I'd like to see David Finlay make his appearance at AEW. Okay, everybody's still kind of like hung up on Okada because one reason or another. Yeah, he's their John Cena, but you know, there's so many new stars that have kind of taken the reins here. Okay, David Finlay's one of them. Sanada's another. He's great. I'd love to see Hiromu Takahashi. You know, people are talking about Kenta. Kenta wasn't really in this pay-per-view, so you know, he's going to be, of course, at G1 Climax. Another big piece of news. The Mad King, Eddie Kingston, he's going to be in G1 Climax. That was a shocker. Okay, I'm going to go over a little bit about the G1 Climax, and because they did go over the different opponents, the different competitors that are going to be competing in G1. It's going to be stacked. 32 competitors. It's going to take place in the course of a month, so we're all very excited about that, I'm sure. It's a good time to be a New Japan Pro fan. Okay, pro wrestling fan. It's a really good time. You know, I was a little worried when certain key players were leaving, like Kenny Omega. Okay, I haven't seen. I know Naito is kind of like getting towards the end of his career. I mean, who knows? Maybe how long? Tanahashi's kind of definitely getting close to the end of his career, his run. And it's just, it's Kota Ibushi. Haven't seen him in a while. So, and meanwhile, you got AEW. You know, has been on the rise for the last several years, and so it kind of overshadowed New Japan. But honestly, New Japan is doing better than ever. I think with the Bullet Club is doing as good as it's been doing. It was kind of a little bit on the low key. Now I think it's as strong as it's ever been. Okay, as strong as since when Omega was running it, when Styles, when Prince Devitt was running it. David Finlay was like meant to run Bullet Club. It's scary how good he is at being the leader of the Bullet Club. So, a lot to say, a lot to cover. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the first match. Okay, Lance Archer versus Will Ospreay. And as Archer comes out, otherwise known as the Murder Hawk Monster, just a beast name. Okay, the guy's a beast. Okay, he's jacked. He's got to be like what, 6'5", 6'6", at least 6'4", just easily what, 260, 270. The guy's just jacked. All right, comes out and he's literally just punching, nailing young lions that are just kind of supposed to be standing around the ring. You know, it's their job to kind of hold the fort. They're paying their dues. Well, part of paying their dues is taking a hit from the Murder Hawk. So he comes out, and then of course Will Ospreay, the Commonwealth King, you know, he's there. The bell rings, and the Commonwealth King gets kicked right in the face. They're fighting outside. Ospreay is thrown to the rails, and at this point, this is Archer's type of match where it's a brawl. You don't want Will Ospreay to get the space to get the high ground and do his high flying maneuvers and speed things up. That's what you don't want. So Archer was doing what he was supposed to be doing, facing Will Ospreay. But Ospreay does get on the table real quick, hits that flying forearm, goes right to a top turnbuckle, and hits Sky Twister. Okay, looked great. Back in the ring, springboard, caught, and springboard, of course, by Will Ospreay. Archer catches him, attempts to choke slam, but Ospreay flips back, hits him with an ensiguri, then goes to the rope. Springboard stunning. An Oz cutter, basically. Okay, springboard just stunning Lance Archer. A pin attempt, only 2 count. Archer then catches Will with a clothesline to slow things down. Strikes exchange. Archer stops Will and hits him with the shoulder in the corner 3 times. Ospreay just falls on the mat. He's beaten up. Forearm by Will, returned by Archer. Ospreay hits 3 forearms, and Archer hits 1 to knock him down. So, and it happens. This goes on again. So for every 3 attacks that Ospreay hits, Archer's nailing one that's even more powerful. So one of Archer's is equal to or greater than 3 Ospreay's attacks at this point. Makes sense. Ospreay hits 1 move, but then a receipt with a Fez press. Okay, so he literally is by Archer. Archer literally just jumps on him and rams him. It's old school but effective. Kicks by Archer, front kick to the chest of Will sends him outside. Front flip onto Ospreay. Crazy. So Archer is doing some high flying. I mean, not like crazy high flying, but for a big guy like that, doing a front flip onto Ospreay looked good. And on the top, Archer hits a forearm, then tries to slam him, but's countered. Forearms by Ospreay and a flying forearm. Ospreay tries to hit what looked to be Stormbreaker, but blocked. Then Ospreay does hit a Spanish fly. He goes to the top, but Archer, cat-like, jumps onto the top. Beautiful, amazing. But he's met. He then hits. He tries to hit. He hits Blackout, slamming Will onto the mat. Pin attempt only 2. Archer is on the top. Will catches him. High choke slam. Pin attempt only 2. Kicks by Ospreay and a hidden blade. He hits 2 more hidden blades and a third hidden blade for the win. That third hidden blade. So essentially 3 hidden blades for the win. They raise Will Ospreay's hand, and he then falls to his knee. He goes down on his knee and he's staring daggers at Lance Archer. But he's talking to him, and he puts his fist out, and Archer returns the fist bump. Just a little show of respect. I was very surprised because Archer is not usually any kind of a nice, courteous kind of guy. I mean, but the respect is there. So that was a new side of Archer I hadn't seen, and I don't think I've ever seen. Ospreay then gets on the mic. He thanks Archer, for the match, and then turns his sights to Kenny Omega. He says, "Remember me? I'm the guy you left in a pool of my own blood. You should have killed me when you had the chance. I will walk into your hometown and I will bring back our U.S. championship." So he's going to Forbidden Door in Canada, and he's taking on the Omega Man. So yeah, it was great. Second match, Titan, Bushi, Shingo Takagi, Tetsuya Naito versus Taka Michinoku, Douki, Yoshinobu, Kanemaru, and Taichi. Just 5 guys. So, good times. Bushi comes out with Native American gear. Just like feathers and everything. For real. Kevin Kelly makes a reference to the Village People. Okay, go figure. And all 4 of the LIJ, of the Ungovernables of Japan, strike the Just 5 Guys team. Naito's in the ring with Douki, arm drag by Douki, and a springboard arm drag into a drop kick, but Bushi takes over and he gets stricken. Taka Michinoku kicks and strikes. Bushi returns. Poke to the eyes by Taka, that veteran, prowess. Kanemaru drop kick to the knee, works Bushi's leg. Kick by Shingo, and Bushi works off of it with a drop toe hold, and LIJ shows their teamwork. So clearly they have more experience as a team. We know this, so, and it shows. Chops by Bushi. Naito holds Kanemaru as Bushi strikes, and Titan double stomps the wrist of Kanemaru. Multiple strikes and kicks. Titan has not missed a beat since Super Junior. He is looking great. Shingo gets tagged and he kicks Kanemaru. He puts a hurting on Kanemaru. I mean, Shingo is a beast. I love Shingo. Okay, Shingo Takagi is one of my favorite heavyweights. Okay, and he was it was just amazing to see him be as the champion for that brief time. Forearm uppercuts by Kanemaru, but Shingo strikes Kanemaru down. He whips Kane to the corner, but Kanemaru gets a drop kick and then a satellite DDT. Gives this space to Kanemaru to make the tag to Taichi, and Naito comes in. And Naito, when he makes his appearance, everything this guy does is revered. He's just got that swagger. He's the leader. I mean, it's in his face. It's his look. The guy is the man. A hook kick by Taichi. Bushi and Teton come in to support, but to no avail. Taichi takes them out. Elbow by Naito, kick by Taichi, and a low drop kick to Taichi, and Naito tags Teton for a springboard splash. Strikes by Teton, goes for a German, but countered with an enziguri, and Taka comes in with Douki. They deliver strikes to the corner where Teton is, and double kicks to the head of Teton. Taichi has Teton in a bully choke, but LIJ, the rest of them, breaks it up. And it just gets crazy. All pandemonium. With a 4-on-4 match, it's gonna get nuts. Shingo clotheslines Taka, and a double stomp to Taka Michinoku into the Immortal, bridges and pulls the chin for the tap out. Taichi holds his championship though. As they're walking out, just 5 guys just holding. He's still got his title, and Teton pays tribute to Sabu. He does the thumb to point to himself and the number one. Great, just a fun little match. I enjoyed it. It's hard to cover these big tag matches because they're gonna get crazy, and I can only keep up with so much. So I do my best. Third match though, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match. Kevin Knight and Kushida versus T.J. Perkins and Francesco Akira. Been looking forward to this since throughout the Super Junior. Akira and Knight, they start this thing off with a little shoving. Okay, they both drop kick each other. Doesn't do much damage at all though, and start striking each other. And Knight hits a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Nice. TJP and Kushida are fighting in the ring, and Knight and Kushida are taking it to the challengers already. And Knight flies over the ropes and lands on United Empire, both members. Pin attempts on Akira denied. The champ grabs TJP and works. The champs just grab up on TJ Perkins and work together really well with their strikes and their combos, elbows. And 1 point TJP uses Kushida he hops off to Kushida, hits an air strike. Then United Empire takes control, and TJP uses the back of Kushida to hit Kevin Knight. Kicks into Knight at the United Empire corner, and TJP does his boot wash, okay, and then another boot wash. People are chanting for it; they love it. The grazing of the boot, and followed by a haluva kick. It's a cool little spot. More double team, but Knight does get some space to make the tag. Tomahawk chop by Kushida onto TJ Perkins, and hits drop kicks to Akira. He's in control now. He puts both members of United Empire in an armbar. Looked a little wild, but I'm not complaining. Drop kick by Knight. Culture clash hit by Kushida onto Akira and the armbar, but Akira makes it to the ropes for the break. Kushida puts Akira on his shoulders, but he breaks free and begins to dismantle the tag team champs. Okay, with the help of his partner, they hit Kushida. Uppercuts by TJP, but he flips TJP into the armbar. But what I mean by dismantle is keeping the two members apart, isolating Kushida, and getting the attacks in. TJP hits Pinoy stretch while Akira has a tarantula on Knight up against the ropes. Look, it was a cool little sight. Kushida makes it to the ropes. TJP with Kushida over his shoulder. TJP holds Knight, and Akira hits a double stomp right on the money. Beautiful. Akira gets hurting. Akira just is hurting. He's holding his knee because he hurt he hurt himself hitting Knight. Okay, sorry. Knight hits that drop kick on Akira and on Kushida's shoulders. Double strike to Akira in the corner. Akira deflects the Frankensteiner Leaning Tower onto Knight. Coup de Grace, TJP, and Akira are now the new junior heavyweight tag champs. I'm not surprised. I mean, you could see it with the Super Junior. Said it all. These two guys are solid. They are unified. Okay, this is where it gets real interesting. Okay, they're celebrating in the ring. Clark Connors makes his way to the ring, and he's pointing at the new tag champs, talking about, I'm going after you two. And Dan Maloney is all of a sudden right behind the two guys, like holding on to the new tag champs. Like, what are you doing here? Like, what do you want? Clark Connors, the commentator's like, oh, he's calling out Dan Maloney. He's like, no, he's calling out the tag champs. And then he points to the curtain. Okay, like he's going to introduce a new tag team partner. Oh, new guy. Who's going to be his tag team partner? And sure enough, Dan Maloney strikes the UE members, the United Empire members. Kevin Kelly's freaking out. Okay, he's losing his mind, JR style. Okay, attitude era, just losing it. If I curse, then I have to catch my. You try not to just curse for cursing's sake, right? Dan Maloney hits Stroller Killer on Akira, and Clark Connors hits a no chaser on TJP. Okay, so Dan Maloney is now in the Bullet Club. Okay, and he fits like a glove. This guy is aggressive. He's got a chip on his shoulder. When he strikes hard. He's incredibly athletic. He was my favorite member in the United Empire at the Super Junior 30. I love this guy. This guy is great, and he belongs with the Bullet Club. So I was very happy. So they're feuding. There's going to be a big feud. Dan Maloney and Clark Connors are taking on the new tag champions. I believe it's going to be, I'm going to look at, I think it's New Japan Road or altogether. I want to say it's going to be New Japan Road, though. Definitely going to cover that match, okay, if anything. So the entertainment is high. Okay, we're into fourth match. Here we go. Another match. I just so excited because I love both these guys. Fourth match, New Japan Pro Wrestling World TV Championship match. Zack Sabre Jr., the champion, takes on Jeff Cobb. Okay, I love Zack Sabre Jr.'s work. Some people like to say that it's a little bit slow, too methodical, a little boring. No. He has gotten so much quicker with his moves, gotten more intense, and keeping things a little more on the entertaining side. He's gotten so great. Everyone that watches Sabre becomes a fan overnight. He of course he fought Action Andretti at Rampage. And it was the only match I really wanted to pay attention to, and it delivered for what it was. I enjoyed it. Sabre is a great pro wrestler, and he's such a prick. He's such a presumptuous prick, arrogance, and it's awesome. He's great. He knows what he's doing. I love it. Jeff Cobb, beast. Jeff Cobb is a beast. Okay, the guy is Matanza. Need I say more? You know who he is. He's Matanza, and I'll always remember him as Matanza. My little nephew, I used to show Lucha Underground, and we just marked out we would mark out for Matanza. Okay, he was great. So they get in the ring. A little trash talking before the match. Bell rings, and they run into each other. But really, it's Cobb catches Zack Sabre, rams him into the corner. This is a very interesting kind of dynamic between the two, and I knew I had a good feeling about the dynamic because they're so polar opposite that I had a feeling there was going to be a good story to be told, and there was. Kicks by Sabre, but Cobb uses his strength to just bulldoze Sabre. It's awesome. Cobb almost hits Tour of the Islands, his finisher. Zack counters, okay, and hits a La Mystica into an arm submission. Some pin attempts, and Zack is kind of in control. Cobb hits hard when he does, though. So, every chance that Cobb gets a hit, it's going to leave just a devastating impact on Zack Sabre. Zack tells Cobb to come on, okay? And Cobb just strikes him down every time, okay? At this point, I'm thinking, what the hell is Zack Sabre thinking? What is he thinking, okay? Because he cannot go toe-to-toe with this guy, all right? And or we will we shall see, right? Because he keeps doing it. Uppercut in the corner by Cobb, then a back suplex. Pin attempt only 2. Running power slam, countered into an ab stretch by Sabre, but Cobb just overpowers Zack Sabre, okay? Rolls through, armbar. Zack rolls through, okay, and hits the armbar, grabs Cobb's leg into a surfboard, so he does have Cobb in control. Kicks by Zack, but Cobb catches the leg and a Samoan drop by Cobb. And or senton, Samoan drop. Then throws Zack to the corner. Sabre finally gets his footing at some soon after Cobb throws, though hits an electric chair. Okay, hadn't seen one of those in a while. Devastating. Zack tries for a German suplex, but Cobb throws him down. More strikes, and Zack hits the German suplex. Kick to Cobb, and another, and a pin attempt, but only 2. Uppercut to Cobb. Tornado DDT, okay, to Cobb, but he's caught and slammed. Drop kick missed, but Cobb does a roll up into a bridge. You know, a little bit of technical wrestling by Jeff Cobb. It was impressive. He hits spin cycle and another German suplex. Zack tried to literally run out the ring, but to no avail. Just gets caught and then gets hit with the German. So at that point, Tour of the Islands, okay, is set up, but Jeff cannot land it. It's countered into a crucifix pin for the victory, and Zack counters just to survive. Okay, Zack is brave. He's got some balls on this guy. Okay, right? But yeah, no, he could not overpower Jeff Cobb. It was ridiculous, but it was great. It was entertaining. I loved when he had him in that surfboard. That slowed down Jeff Cobb. So that would have, that's the way to to get this big man, break down those tree trunks, and take him out of his comfort zone. But Zack, he survives. He's still your champion, your television champion. 5th match, IWGP Tag Team and Strong Openweight Tag Team Championship. This is a 3-way match. Yoshi-Hashi and Hirooki Goki versus Aaron Henare and Great Khan, Yujiro Takahashi, and Evil. Okay, so these are, I guess, for the vacant tag titles held by Aussie Open. Okay, whoever whoever wins is going to eventually face Aussie Open. So here we go. The team of Yoshi-Hashi and Hirooki Goki and Aaron Henare and Great Khan come out. Then House of Torture essentially come running out to attack Khan and Henare, and then Goki. Goki double clothesline to House of Torture, however. Hashi leaps over the top rope onto House of Torture. Khan and Henare take charge. Samoan drops by Henare. Khan has his ass, okay, on the face of Hashi. All right. And Henare lands a low blow, basically. I don't know what else. I mean, it was not. I guess he doesn't hit the family jewels, but he hits in the crotch area. So they call it a donkey punch. Great name. Takahashi hits Hashi, a chair by Dick Toga. Okay, Dick Toga is going to play a crucial role in this match. Okay, and Kevin Kelly's just screaming at Dick, "Get out of here, Dick! Get out of here, Dick!" Yeah. HOT is playing with Hashi though, and he bounces back. Goki runs over Takahashi. Not so lucky with Evil though, but his partner adds teamwork, and it goes a long way on Evil. A little double team. Great Khan gets caught, as does Henare. Running strikes by Chaos. The team of Chaos, Yoshi-Hashi and Hirooki Goki. Taka takes Hashi out of the picture, however. And HOT is beating up Henare in the ring, several pin attempts, and FTO by Great Khan onto Takahashi. And at this point, United Empire is in control. Evil slams Henare into Great Khan. United Empire double kick to the face of Takahashi. Dick Togo, more interruption, okay, to the match. Show with a low blow to Khan, okay. And then Show with his boys, Evil and Yujiro Takahashi, are smoking. They're doing their little hand gesture to smoke. They're smoking, and they just literally just pretend to put out cigarettes on the chest, okay, of Goki. Sets up for a magic killer. Good. Looked great. Evil pins Goki, but only a 2 count. Yo comes in to finally play the equalizer, okay, for Chaos, for his boys. I loved it. He has a skateboard, okay, Darby Allin style, a little reference to Darby. That would be a good match, okay. I would love to see Yo versus Darby Allin. I'd love to see Darby Allin versus Leo Rush. You know, I mean, there's so much going on with this. This Forbidden Door has the potential to be so stacked, okay. And I don't think everybody really. I'm listening to podcasters and the soundbite. Like I'm listening to different podcasts, different reviews as to what, the matches, the dream matches. Clearly they aren't watching enough of New Japan to see who's really stacked up, like who can be stacked up to AEW. Sorry, I got caught off, but yes. So he has that skateboard and he's using it. Okay, Hashi and Goki are back in control. Henare hits a Streets of Rage. Okay, Takahashi with a DDT, only 2 count. Yoshi hits Takahashi. Khan with the Uranagi. All hell breaks loose, as you can see. Imagine Shoto and Goki. Okay. Shoto comes out. Shoto and Goki and Yoshi-Hashi win the open weight tag titles. So they hit Shoto, and they win. Looks cool. I'm glad. I love Hirooki Goki. I've always loved this guy's work. I like his look. I like his energy. He's awesome. Okay, and he's also jacked. So he's a total package. Yoshi-Hashi put on a great, display as well. Very impressed with Yoshi-Hashi. I like this team. So then Gabriel Kidd and Alex Coughlin come out. Gosh, Alex Coughlin. Okay, who does he remind me of? I was trying to think of who he reminds me of. The guy that's teams up Dexter. The guy that basically is just psychopath with a mustache and crazy tattoos. Hangs out with Johnny Gargano. Dexter Loomis, thank you. Just had to, but yeah, he's a scary dude. And they come out, okay. They're now calling themselves Bullet Club War Dogs, okay, and they assault the new champs, and they with no problem. These guys are jacked. These guys are beasts, okay. So now these guys are also among the Rebel Club, So David Finlay's assembling this unit, this elite unit of Bullet Club. Evil's already in it, right? Kenta, Taiji Shimori, they're stacked, okay, Bullet Club. But these new guys are setting like a new kind of precedence for what they're trying to accomplish. Then we get to the entrance of the G1 Climax, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and just pull up the G1 Climax. I wrote down all of the list right here, but I want to go ahead and look at New Japan's list, okay? And right off the bat, you got Kazuchika Okada, okay, 12 entry, 12 consecutive, right? You got Tetsuya Naito, Sanada, Will Ospreay, Hiroshi Tanahashi, David Finlay, Shota Umino, okay, Shingo Takagi, okay, Tomohiro Ishii, Tamatanga, Tangaloa, Hikuleo, Hirooki Goto, Yoshi-Hashi, Toru Yano, Kenta, Zack Sabre Jr., Taichi, Eddie Kingston, El Phantasmo, Ren Narita, Evil, Chase Owens, Jeff Cobb, Great Khan, Aaron Henare, Gabriel Kidd, Alex Coughlin, Shane Haste, Mikey Nichols, Yoda Tsuji, and Kaito Kiyomiya. Alright, here's what I wanted to get at, okay? A lot of these guys are debut entries, okay? Yes, it's a big stack, most stacked G1 Climax they've ever had, 32 members. But as they were reading off the list, I was like, wow, these guys have never been in G1. Like, so obviously Kazuchika, you look at guys like Kazuchika, Evil, Zack Sabre, Kenta, Yoshi-Hashi, Hirooki Goto, Tamatanga, and of course Shingo Takagi. These guys have been in Sanada, of course. Will Ospreay. These guys have been in G1 Climax. They're just like stables, They just totally represent New Japan. They represent G1 Climax. But then you got all these other guys. Okay, let's count them. Okay, I'm looking. I mean, and I want to count guys that only have been maybe done it like this is like David Finlay. This is only his second entry. Okay, it's hardly a seasoned like veteran within the G1 Climax, right? But David Finlay, Shota Umino. Okay, you've got Tongaloa, second entry. All right, you got Hikuleo. You've got of course, Eddie Kingston. This is his debut. Okay, he's just totally out of place, but I love it. Okay, I can't wait to see him like just perform night in and night out. El Fantasmo, okay, is another one. He's new. He's second entry, second time he's done this, right? Second consecutive, right? Ren Narita, okay. Aaron Henare, second entry, right? Gabriel Kidd, debut. Alex Coughlin, debut. Shane Haste, debut, right? Mikey Nichols, debut, that's 12. Yoda Tsuji, debut. Kaito Kiyomiya, that's just 14, just brand new, okay? Just completely new to this concept. So, very interesting to see how it plays out as far as like who will, thrive and just kind of take to this tournament like a duck to water, or who will drown as they realize, wow, I'm competing a lot. Okay, and nobody's gonna try to like let up. Okay, winner gets a shot at the IWGP Heavyweight Championship at Wrestle Kingdom. Come on, it's gold. Okay, so it's gonna be stacked. All right, but yeah, moving forward, sixth match, never open weight championship match. Okay, I was looking forward to this match. I knew it was going to be methodical. I knew it was going to be just brutal. I knew it was going to be, just vicious, and I love it. I love David Finlay's work. Okay, El Fantasmo, I'm hearing things I'm hearing more and more about this guy, and I'm like, okay, clearly he's popular. Kenny Omega's supposed to be picking him up to join the Elite, right? To take on the Blackpool Combat Club. Okay, I see him. I see the appeal. He's definitely a likable guy. He's a good wrestler. He's a good worker. He's cool. And he comes out to kind of like pretty much the most generic metal. He's known as the headbanger, and he comes out to the most generic heavy metal music I have heard in a long time. But it works. Okay, in the wrestling world, that type of stuff often works, especially when it's like, it's like bam, 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 bam. Then it's like ELP, like ELP. I have to go back and listen to the song. I've only heard it once, but essentially has in the song a chant of ELP. And fans, especially at AEW, the fans in AEW are going to be chanting this ELP. Comes out with a Jericho jacket, okay, LED lights, okay, the headbanger flash. It really much more advanced than Jericho's lights, okay, because it wasn't just lit up. It wasn't just like changing colors or whatnot. Pictures just coming in like I'm looking at the I'm looking at one of the buildings in the Atlantic City, okay, like I was looking at Tropicana or something, It was great. It was great. He's entertaining. He's an entertaining guy. He's got a good look, and he's got a great athletic ability. Okay, he's a likable guy. I can see why he could. He's gaining popularity. He's a good worker. So apparently El Fantasmo and promo leading up, he's just not happy with what Finlay's been doing. So he left Bullet Club. It's is what it is, right? Then comes David Finlay with his music. Now, I love his music. I love it, all right? It's so just sketchball is the way I like to think of it. It's just very sketchy Irish trap music, okay? It's cool. It's cool. It's totally different, too, from everything else that the members of the Bullet Club have done throughout the years. The War Dogs show up, Clark Connors, and then, of course, the new member, Dan Maloney. Well, three of the new members, War Dogs and Dan Maloney, all new guys. With Clark Connors, they come out. Then out comes in the center their new leader. Finlay runs into the ring. He's just got a swag. He's got a swagger to him. Okay, slowly, just kind of strutting with his shillelagh, and he takes off his gear, just runs, just starts striking. Just starts getting into it with ELP. He's not afraid of a fight. He's like his father. He's not afraid. He loves a fight. ELP goes for a kick. Finlay powders out of the ring, right? But ELP lands the dive. slams Finlay into and over the rails. Okay, then ELP flies, okay, over the rails onto from the top, from the mat, sorry, from the ring over the top rope right onto Finlay. Beautiful dive. Chops by ELP, and they are brawling. Okay, back in the ring, kicks to Finlay. They run the ropes, 2 springboards by ELP, a splash and a moonsault, both land. Elbow strikes and chops. Finlay tries to turn things around, but ELP just remains like in the driver's seat, and I love it. I love how Finlay kind of like makes you think that this guy is just going to beat the hell out of me, and that, you know, makes you want to cheer for the other guy. I get it. He's a textbook heel. He's not a chicken shit heel. He likes to fight. He gets into it, but for all the swagger and for all the like, just the confidence that he oozes, he gets in the ring, and gets his ass kicked. Okay, but only for a certain amount of time. The guy hits hard. He's methodical. He's opportunistic. So he has you thinking that he's going to lose for a moment. Not me. I mean, this guy does not lose, okay, as far as I'm concerned. I do not want to see David Finlay lose, okay? I mean, obviously, he'll take a couple losses in G1, but no. I could see this guy going into Wrestle Kingdom, taking the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Don't be surprised if this guy is your IWGP champion by next year. Sometime next. He's going to be champion. You'll see. You know it. He's a Bull Club leader. He's going to be the champion. Anywho, BC does get involved, and just by like, they're not that involved. Like, they just distract El Phantasmo just a little bit, and that's all Finlay needs to take the opportunity to attack him. Okay, and to strike. Then Finlay flicks off the crowd. Great. Outside, Finlay slams ELP's head into the post. Okay, brutal, and he flexes. Does Finlay. Okay, he's not exactly the most ripped guy, but he's got the goods. he's got some guns, but he's not like jacked. Okay, it's really funny to see. But he's impressive, and he's definitely aggressive, and he's kind of scary to look at when you see him, like, coming from a fan's perspective, just like seeing how he presents himself. He comes off, a little bit like Sons of Anarchy. Irish division, okay, for those of you that loved Sons of Anarchy. So Finlay lifts the apron, okay, takes out the skinniest the skinniest table I have ever seen come out under a wrestling ring. I know these are like the common New Japan tables, but man, does not cease to amaze me how skinny these tables are. He lays it out. Goes for a jackknife onto the table, but ELP counters, goes for a CR2 onto the table, stopped though, and they are back in the ring, okay, sent on by Finlay, okay, table will play a role. That's what I'm thinking as soon as I'm watching this. Just like a detective story, you see a weapon, it's going to be used by the end of the story, so fair enough. So early on, that table is sitting there. Finlay whips ELP to the corner, he puts his foot on the head of ELP, ELP chops Finlay, but makes barely an impact. Finlay suplexes, then pin attempt into a headlock. He knees ELP and back to the headlock. Slams ELP down, and they're both after they're both standing at some point. Forearms across the face of ELP. Finally, Finlay goes for a clothesline to the back of the head, but ELP ducks, snaps back up to deliver a drop kick. Finally, get a little bit of momentum at this point. The fans love ELP, okay, and that's great. I can see why. Atomic drop and a body slam by ELP on the top, and an elbow drop. He stomps his foot, but Maloney and Connors distract him until Finlay strikes ELP and stomps a mud hole in ELP. Okay, he lands an exploder. He gets caught, placed on the top turnbuckle, and ELP puts his foot on the crotch of Finlay. So again, Finlay is got his legs caught on the top turnbuckle. ELP gets to the top rope and literally is putting pressure of his foot onto the crotch of Finlay. Okay, so ELP is not with his without a vicious side, okay, and sadistic side. All right. Not a big fan of all this, okay, but it's ridiculous. It's definitely brutal. It's effective. He then hits a sliding kick to the face. Pin attempt, only 2, but he springboards into a tornado DDT and a cover for 2. Okay, great. ELP is getting frustrated now. CR2 attempt countered, But then strikes are exchanged between the two. Finlay's exhausted at this point. Okay, great selling. All right, both of them. Eye rake to ELP. All right, active desperation. Great heel move. Finlay gets this joint, kind of like his hand pulled, little joint manipulation, but nothing too crazy. Just a quick kind of, reaction. And then suplex to ELP. All right, but ELP bounces right back. All right. And he's raging up. They slap each other. They kick and stomps to Finlay. ELP runs to Finlay head first to the turnbuckle into a blue thunder bomb. Okay, swinging backbreaker by Finlay. All right, so kicks by ELP, gets some momentum, and a clothesline pin attempt, only 2. So Finlay lifted ELP onto the ropes, then slams him face first onto the mat, okay, for only a 2 count, however. Finlay signals for a finisher, but a super kick and another by ELP, sudden death, okay. ELP lands a moonsault on his feet to wipe out the Bullet Club, kicks Gedo, okay, Gedo gets kicked. He goes to the top, but Finlay pushes ELP right onto the rail by the table. There it is. Here comes the table. Power bomb. You knew it would come back, so he hits him right through the table. Brings ELP back in the ring. Power bomb again onto the mat. Now he calls again for Into Oblivion and lands it for the pin victory. Okay. Was there ever a doubt? Puts his foot onto ELP. Raises his belt, his title. Finlay calls out Shingo. Because Shingo's doing little commentary, okay, for the Japanese commentary side, and he calls him out. He says we are unstoppable, and to run in fear if you see us. When you see us coming, you better run in fear. To the camera, he's just, a little bit of grilling on the young lions as they pass by, intimidating, just a lot of intimidation methods here going on with the Bullet Club, and it works. So hey, we're already only 3 matches left in this show. It went by so fast. The time is going, but it felt like I was like, wow, this show's almost over already. I'm loving it. A lot to cover though, so I knew there was the Blackpool Combat Club against Chaos. That I was like, I kind of dread covering it because you knew it was going to be just a shit show, just a slobber knocker. All right, so but the next match was the one we're all waiting for, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match. Master Wato, okay, challenges the champion Hiromu Takahashi. I told you Takahashi was going to be rested, and Wato would be a little more rested, but oh yeah, and it showed. Wato comes out with the Super Junior flag and his trophy that he won. Taka comes out with his awesome robe and the eyeballs. I've been waiting the whole tournament to see this. He's back. He's not just competing night to night. Okay, he's competing as a champion. Wato, chants are going for both Wato and Hiromu from the audience. They lock up, and Wato takes the arm. Takahashi reverses, Wato reverses. Takedown by Takahashi, head scissors by Wato, and headlock to the rope, shoulder block by Wato. They run the ropes into an arm drag, sends Takahashi outside. This is when Takahashi throws Wato. Essentially, at this point they're outside. Takahashi throws Wato into the rails and does a missile drop kick, sending Wato through the rails. Okay, looked great. Brings him back in for a pin attempt. Chops by Takahashi and another drop kick and another run outside. Misses, strikes, carries Wato over his back to the ramp. Okay, the entrance ramp, and does a suplex onto the ramp. Takahashi walks back to the ring, sits there, tells the ref counted him already. He's just enjoying the as Wato rolls down the entrance ramp, to gain momentum to get back in it. And even Takahashi appreciated Wato's approach to getting closer to the ring. So Taka gives him another chop, to the ropes by Wato and a drop kick. Taka back outside, but Wato hits that tope suicida. Springboard missed, but a bulldog does not, and a kind of zigzag by Wato. That's my way of describing it. He grabs him by the, wraps his arm around the throat, and just brings him down. jumps in the air, brings him down. It's like a zigzag. I don't know how else to describe it. Recientemente attempted, but Taka counters and lifts Wado. Wado gets out, kicked, and gets kicked. Taka lands a Falcon Arrow. Okay, this match is just, split-second moves. All right, running slam into the corner, roll through cover by Wado, and then goes into Vendaval. Vendaval, love it. Takahashi makes it to the ropes. Wado goes for the German suplex, but Taka fights back. Elbow by Takahashi, Enziguri by Wado. Tornado, DDT by Wado. Springboard gets caught by Takahashi. Missile drop kick by Takahashi. Counters, but Takahashi hits this double dynamite plunger. A clothesline then by Takahashi. He attempts time bomb, but Wado counters into a TTD and a pin attempt. Wado goes for RRP, but is stopped. Okay. And Kevin Kelly is just like, no, don't do it. I guess there's a lot of risk versus reward with that RRP. I haven't even seen it yet. As far as like in the Super Junior, I didn't get the chance to see the RRP. At least I don't think I did. We never see it in this match. Exchange of strikes and then a crucifix kick out, but then Wado lands. So Wado hits that crucifix. There's a kick out, but then Wado lands Recientemente. I'm like, oh, a little worried now. Wado is trying for that high angle German. He hits that. It's over. He eventually lands it with the bridge for the pin attempt. Only a 2 count. I was like, whoa. I was seriously thinking, okay, it's over. And a couple more pin attempts from both before Wado delivers Vendaval. And they're both hurting, okay? I know I have to say this because there's lots happening. They're quick. But they are selling, okay? They are screaming in agony as these moves are being attempted. The look is on their faces. They are not just bouncing right up like it's like Super Cena style or like you see some of these matches lately where the wrestlers are just kind of taking these super attacks, these finishers, and just like getting bouncing right up. No, it's scary to see, if you are cheering for one guy or another. At this point, I respect both wrestlers. I was not going to be surprised if Wado won. I was not going to be surprised if Takahashi held his title. Okay? So Taka is in Vendaval and he's fading out. His mouth is open. Okay? His eyes are open. But he is selling it. His eyes look glossy. I love it. Okay? The look on his face looked like he was just passed out. Okay? Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. He wakes up though, does make it to the rope, barely, his foot, Wado calls for the German. He lifts Taka, who just fights off as he lifts him. Elbow by Takahashi, kick by Takahashi, and another. He clotheslines Wado, gains some momentum, chain bomber, then an Enziguri and the German suplex by Wado, but only a 2 count. He goes for Recientemente, okay, countered, roll up, only 2. Even Wado was scared that he thought it was 3. He looked at the ref. He was like, no, please. Ref was like, it's 2. It's 2. Don't worry. You're still in this. Great spot. I had never seen that before. I liked it because it made sense. Kicks by Takahashi into time bomb, but no roll through. Okay. But Takahashi gets him again, and this time lands it. Okay. So, yeah, a little bit of roll through. Wado fights it off, but he gets it. This is the first time bomb. Time bomb version 1. Kicks out at 2.9 does Wado. Alright? Clothesline from hell by Takahashi. Okay? Just runs the ropes and lariat like crazy. Time bomb 2. Okay? And it's over. So Takahashi retains his title. He won Super Junior last year. Took on... Who did he take on to? But he did not... Taiji Ishimori, if I'm not mistaken. And Taiji Ishimori retained the title. Now the roles are reversed, as Kevin Kelly mentions. They embrace. Wado makes it clear he will return one day and win one day. He will beat Takahashi one day is his promise. But they were very respectful. Okay, match of the night. I mean, it was something else. This was probably the match of the night. Okay, I'm just like thinking about it. It was the match of the night, and every match was great. Every match was great. So I'm not gonna. You have an argument for at least 3 or 4 matches that could have been the match tonight, but this is definitely it's up there. So, 8th match, never open weight, 6-man tag team championship match. All right, Tomohiro Ishii, Kazuchika Okada, and Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Shota Umino. I knew this was going to be a hellfest, okay? Didn't even want to call this match. I just want to kind of sit back, maybe have a beer or something, and just watch this. So I love these guys. I love all these guys. These are all great workers. They're fun. They're entertaining. But all hell breaks loose, okay? So it's hard to cover. That's it. Shota comes out first, and everybody's like, where's Claudio? Apparently Claudio was late to the venue. Whatever. He makes the hand gesture, and bam, Mox and Claudio bounce up. The crowd is going crazy. They're loving these guys, all right? And then the champs come out. Claudio and Tanahashi start things off. They lock up. Clean break. They lock up again. The Ace lands a headlock, whip to the ropes, and a shoulder block by Claudio, and an uppercut. But Ace lands a crossbody. Mox comes in, and Ishii and Mox start squaring off. Mox just comes in. He doesn't get tagged. He just comes right in, tries to get involved. Ishii meets him face to face. They're squaring off. Drop kicks by the champs. Takes out Mox, then Umino. Back to Claudio and Ace. Claudio lands a backbreaker, then tags Umino. He's calling Okada. There's, the beef. There's a lot of beef between Okada and Umino. But Okada's kind of like hesitant to even like get involved. I mean, kind of like based on what I'm seeing here, is a little bit of a, just older brother, younger brother. I don't want to hurt you. I don't have anything too much against you, but if you piss me off, I'm gonna beat your ass. Kind of thing going on with Okada. So, yeah. And he gets struck. Does Okada? Then he tags in to get in, and Okada throws Umino to the rails. Okay, piss him off. He's gonna just lay into you. Goes for the DDT. Does to Okada. Countered, and Umino hits Okada with a table. Mox and Claudio take it to the rest of the team. Mox says, "I'm sorry, Okada. I'm sorry," as Okada's laying on the floor outside. Very sarcastically. It was kind of funny. Mox in the ring with Okada, strikes, tags Claudio, and a gut wrench to Okada and a pin attempt. Don't have to say it. They're going to keep Okada in the corner for a long time. Okada's going to have to do the marathon for this tag team match right off the bat. Mox and Claudio, I believe, or was it Umino? They pull Okada's legs, do a little split leg, and single leg crab by Mox, but Ishii comes in to save him. Okay, and Umino tagged in, strikes everyone, gets back to Okada. Claudio stomps a mud hole in Okada as he comes in. They are just keeping Okada in the corner. Okay, they're just not letting up. Pin attempt by Mox. Little Heart Foundation finisher. All right, lifts up. Anvil lifts him up. Brett does the clothesline. Effective. Mox and Umino. Classic, but effective. Umino is toying with Okada. Okada fights back. Lands a DDT. Ace and Claudio in the ring, and they're striking Tanahashi. The best spot of the match is when Tanahashi comes in. Mox squares up against him, freezes, stops, and Mox goes, "What?" and then kicks him, okay? Drop kicks him low. It was great. Highly, highly recommend that you go check that out, okay? Just makes for the night. Makes for the match. Yeah, it was great. Dragon Corkscrew, though, to Claudio. Tags Ishii. They both attempt a suplex, but Ishii lands it. Shoulder blocks and a forearm to Umino. He returns to Claudio. Strikes in Death Valley Driver to Ishii. Mox striking Ishii in the corner, then bites Ishii. It's Moxley. What do you expect? Gets Ishii in a figure four, but Okada breaks it up. Double team on Mox. Mox double clotheslines, comes back. Pile driver onto Ishii, but Tanahashi breaks up the pin attempt. Jon Moxley elbows down on Ishii. He's got him in that lock, and he just starts slamming his elbow onto Ishii. Every time that happens by the Blackpool Combat Club, something's up. Could be over. Back suplex though by Ishii, and a DTE and a stomp to Ishii. And yes, Moxley is now busted open. So it's hell is breaking loose. Okay, Claudio comes in, uppercut and clothesline by Moxley. Tanahashi hits a sling blade, and Ishii pin attempts. They're striking so much I cannot even keep up at this point. Both men are on the ground, though. Both legal men are on the ground. Okada lifts up Umino and slams him face first. Missile drop kick by Okada. Then he puts Umino in the money clip. All right. Kevin Close like, oh, you're not even worthy of the Rainmaker. Whatever. Slaps Umino and around, kicks him, but a drop kick by Umino. Helicopter onto Okada. 3 power bombs, but Ishii breaks the count. Suicide dive. Sorry, a little bit. I guess I understated. Okay, a helicopter onto Okada. All right, by Claudio Castagnoli. Never thought we'd see it, right? It's happening. All right, and Ishii breaks the. After the helicopter, all 3 of the men on the Blackpool Combat Club team hits the power bomb. So, and at that point, it could have been over. Ishii breaks the count, like I said. Suicide dive by Moxley onto Ishii, who's outside. Umino around the world neckbreaker. Okay. Okada counters, though, flips him over and a drop kick. Umino lands a DDT and a pin attempt. Another Death Rider. Mox and Tanahashi fight, but Ishii takes over. The champs have Umino now isolated. They land an elevated DDT. Umino kicks out of the pin attempt. Okada hits Rainmaker onto Umino. You knew that Umino would take the pinfall. It makes sense. Okay, the Blackpool Combat boys, are not taking a pinfall. They're trying to set everybody up for Forbidden Door. And so the champs win. Chaos wins, but Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli they're still okay, and they're just like, hey, we got a little message for you, by the way. A lot of people think that these 3 guys in the ring are the best in the world. The BBC is the best because we train with the best. Bryan Danielson, okay, we train with the best wrestler in the world. And then points to the big screen, and then there's that interview. I put a link in below the title, and the details and the information but if you're watching this video, you've probably already seen Bryan Danielson's promo. Looked great. He's in the desert. He's like doing some hiking. He's doing some meditating. Great setup. And Bryan Danielson pulls off his hoodie, and the crowd starts going nuts, as if you didn't already know it was him, but maybe they didn't. They're not that familiar with him. He calls to Okada. He says, "You call yourself the Rainmaker, but you step in the ring with me, and you step into the fucking desert, right? You step in the fucking desert, and there won't be rain with me." There's a bleep, of course, for the F word. Okada says, "Bryan, I will share a ring with you. Okay? I can make it rain anywhere. Forbidden Door will be open." So Okada is calling him out. Accepting the challenge. And he's accepting it at Forbidden Door. So you guys are all going to get what you want. You're going to get Okada. Even more so, you're going to get Okada and Bryan Danielson like we wanted last year. Here it comes. We've all been waiting. Love the metaphor. Love the use of setting. We wonder why the hell is he in the desert? And then it makes perfect sense, okay? Rain doesn't come in the desert, all right? And sure as hell ain't coming to Bryan Danielson. We shall see. Honestly, I could definitely see Okada. I could see Bryan Danielson do the job for Okada out of respect. I can see it, all right? Final match. IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match. Sanada versus Yota Tsuji. Man, was this an interesting one. Slow. And you know what? It was great. It was slow. And I was okay with that. After the match I just watched, I just wanted to be able to cover this and see what could happen. The potential for Yota Tsuji to win. And you're going to find out why, okay, when we do this review. Sanada is very new he's still kind of green, it's his first reign. He's got the new look. You don't know where he's going with this. His reign is still not, the legacy still has not been cemented. It has not been established yet as to what it represents and what his objective is. So for all we know, it could be a transition champion to the next number 1 babyface of New Japan. We don't know. But Yota Tsuji apparently hadn't been seen since Dontaku 2023. After seen until that event, after like a series of videos, he returns, confronts Sanada, delivering a massive spear, and straight up says that I'm calling you out for Dominion on June 4th. So there's the backstory. Yota comes out smiling. He has these big teeth, okay, just big smile, big beautiful teeth that he loves to sport, okay. You know, kind of makes me think of just makes me think of certain wrestlers that just love to smile, and you gotta kind of, it's a little cringy, but the guy is jacked, huge, and I don't mean huge, I mean just like one of those guys that's just naturally gigantic, former pro football player, long flowing black hair. Kind of reminds me of the Asian Roman Reigns. Not gonna stop. I'm just gonna say. I mean, he's just like, he's built like, he's got the spears. He's got the, he's got the height advantage. He's got the strength. He's got that flowing long black hair. Okay, New Japan's version of Roman Reigns in a lot of ways. And he's loved by the audience. He's loved by us. He's kind of like he's just a green babyface. So he's not like Roman Reigns now. Obviously, the tribal chief. I'm talking Roman Reigns like. Maybe like right after the Shield, his time with the Shield at most. This guy though is loved. When I say loved, I mean just loved by the audience. I'm talking Goldberg love, Seriously, Yoda chants all match, okay? So just stranger things have happened, what's it called? Man, I'm losing my train of thought here. There's so many ideas here. But Kevin Kelly pointed out that Shinsuke Nakamura, like what 1 year after his Young Lion days, I mean, he pretty much made it to the championships. He won his first title not long after Young Lions. Young Lions can do it not long after they graduate. So, yeah. This guy is just oozing confidence, and he's a beast. Like, he cannot be budged. He comes out with LIJ, so he's part of the Ungovernables. When he's in the ring, he just comes out like he is the leader, which kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and kind of rubbed the LIJ the wrong way, because he gets in the ring, he raises his fist for the fist bump, and Naito's kind of hesitant. They're on the ground, they're on the floor, sorry, and they're like, They finally get on the mat, they give him the fist bump, okay, but he's hesitant, and Kevin Kelly points out, it's like as if Yoda's saying, hey, I am the guy. I am your leader. Like, I'm basically your top guy. Not far from the truth, but at the same time, show your respect, right? Respect your elders. So, bell rings and chants for Yoda. Just keep going. Sanada does not even know how to approach Yoda. He is just hesitant to approach. Yoda's just standing frozen still, okay? He is not shook one bit, all right? They lock up, little test of strength. Headlock by Yoda, and he just wrenches. Sanada whips him to the ropes, but Yoda shoulder blocks him to oblivion. More or less. Just, they run the ropes again. Yoda spears the hell out of Sanada, which is the one thing that Sanada stated that he did not want it. He just needed to avoid, okay? As soon as he gets hit, though, Sanada's powders out of the ring, okay? Yoda hits a running backflip. My God, was this impressive. Just, he hits the ropes, runs to where Sanada is, does a quick switch, backflip over the ropes, hits Sanada perfectly. The crowd is going nuts. All right? Man. Yoda goes for another spear, gets kicked, though. And now Sanada gets him back into the ring for a Dragon Sleep Roll. Slows that stuff down, He's like, hey, who do you think you are? Goldberg, okay? You're not Goldberg, and I'm not Raven. I'm not Hollywood Hulk Hogan in the Georgia Dome. Not going to happen. So he's working that sleeper. Red Shoes checks on Yoda. Sanada breaks the hold himself, goes to the top for a moonsault, lands on Yoda. But I think he should have gone for stayed on the sleeper. So Yoda's now smiling again. Okay, forearm by Yoda, chop by Sanada, and again forearm chop, and again, right? They go at it for a while, to the ropes and a backbreaker to Sanada. Boston Crab by Yoda. Sanada tries to crawl to the ropes, but Yoda applies more pressure. Chance for Yoda increase, and Yoda grabs Sanada's arms for this pendulum kind of submission. Yokari special, if you will. Yoda goes to the top, misses the moonsault. Yoda runs right into an elbow and drop kicks. Sanada hits the plancha and gets the crowd's favor once again. He's just pointing to his ear. Is like, what's up? What's up? I'm the man. Just remember, I'm your champion. I'm your guy. So, it's just a lot of mixed emotions here. I'm like, one hand I'm feeling like this guy is about to lose, and the other hand, like, okay, he's still the guy for the time being. All right, feeling a little bit okay. So chance for Yoda increase, and Yoda grabs Sanada's arms for the pendulum again. So I go back, I got to catch up a little bit. Turns Yoda, who is on the floor, brings him back in the ring. Springboard missile drop kick, but met with a super kick. Okay, and both are down on the mat. All right. Yoda chants increase again. They get back to their feet and strikes exchange. These chops are resounding. When Yoda hits these chops, man, they're just filling the whole arena. Okay. Sanada falls to a knee, gets right back up and a forearm, but a backbreaker into a stomp and a slam. That sequence of Yoda is brutal. Okay. Yoda gets Sanada to the top, a variation of Spanish Fly. Yoda hulks up like Roman Reigns. I'm just telling you, he's hulking up. He's just really raw. Does a little, almost like he's doing that little, like the wolf, the Hounds of Justice howl. Seriously. And then goes for the spear, caught by a drop kick, and skull end blocked. Okay, blocked the Shining Wizard. Blocks Deadpool, gets a headbutt and a stomp, but the pin attempt was like for 2.9. Okay, Yoda dodges 2 clotheslines, but not the drop kick and the moonsault, the Shining Wizard, and the deadfall. Okay, for the 1-2-3. So Lij just literally just leaves Yoda, doesn't even carry him. They're like, we got to get out of here. Maybe Naito goes up to the Young Lions and tells him, you go help your boy out, okay? Clearly they put some money in Yoda, and it didn't pay off, okay? And Lij is cold-blooded, okay? They want to be. Maybe he should have shown a little more respect. And it's interesting because Sanada tells Yoda to put in the work with Lij, get the results, then you can challenge me again. So I respect the hell out of Sanada for what he said. I respect Yoda for his work, his efforts. Put in a good job. You did a great job, but he's still green. He's got a long way to go. One day he will be champion, but he has some time. He has, he's got some growing up to do. Seriously, he's a great worker. I can see his passion. I feel for the guy, because he's doing his best, and he must have been going through a series of emotions where the fans love me, but I'm not ready. He's got to be a little bit down on his luck, but he put on a hell of a show, and he knows it's coming. His future is looking bright. Next time we are in Osaka, it'll be G1, says Sanada. This one, I'll be heading in as champion, and I will win as champion, and I will choose my challenger for Wrestle Kingdom. So that all aside, shall we? The lights go down for the lights on the phones, iPhones, smartphones, Galaxies. Anywho, sometimes Osaka has been fun, says Sanada. Sometimes not so much. Basically, in so many words, really likes the Osaka very much. Next time, see you next time. And then the gold confetti ribbons pop up. They raise them up. Does the rest of Just Five Guys? Okay, they go back to the back for the press conference. They're drinking Sapporos, and four of the Just Five Guys dumps the beer onto Sanada. They're really just like playful and cheerful. They're really like nice and humble and respectful guys when they're back there. Love Just Five Guys. They're really cool. So that being said, it was a great show. Okay, it's a kick-ass show. I am loving it. This has been just one of my favorite nights to have done covered these matches. This pay-per-view is one of my favorite nights to cover, and I'm just so glad I was able to. And I feel like this has been just a great chance to do podcast reviews. Really want to thank you all for joining me. It's going to be maybe a minute before I do another podcast. I got like I said, we got a few more days, end of the year. Gonna have to hit up the wedding venue, drop a couple deposits. Gonna hang out with some friends. I haven't seen them in a long time. Barbecue, grilling over the weekend, and then we'll get right back into it. New Japan Road. We got All Together. Nothing's really piquing my interest just yet, but we'll see. Give it time. I might go back to the Super Juniors to cover some of the matches that I just didn't have time to watch. And Forbidden Door coming up. It's gonna be the night after my wedding. So when everyone's going to sleep, I'm just gonna put the wife, the brand new bride away. Well, not the night after the wedding. So obviously Saturday night won't be able to do any. Obviously won't be watching wrestling of all things, but might be tired on Sunday. Take it easy. Maybe I can watch some Forbidden Door. Maybe I'll do a little bit of writing, and just enjoy myself. Enjoy our time. Enjoy the summer. What else can we do? Have fun. Okay, take it easy. Do your job. Do your work. Get your money, and take a break. Give yourself a break. That's all we can do. So it's been a lot of fun. Hey, if you watch this video, maybe you could put some comments in the video. Hit the likes, subscribe. Come on, do something. But seriously, I hope you all have a great week, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good one. Bye.